So guys, like one of the most annoying matchup for melee champs is quite often Vayn. In fact, Darius is quite immobile, but we can see that it does have actually Conqueror, some speedruns, and last stand for all-ins. And so the good thing is if you position in a bush, she can basic you, and if she wards it, you can W start already. And that will simply allow you to like basic W basic, and if she face checks walks in the bush, you start check her in a all-in obviously. So for now this is how it does look like. He does deny the ward, he does CS. Every time when he gonna step up, he gonna last it, because he doesn't want to allow Vayn to get the PTA proc on him, because that can cripple his HP bar. In fact, he doesn't even last it, because he knows that Vayn could get a PTA proc on him if he walks all the way this deep. So he prefers actually to spare HP for potentially a level 2, level 3 fight ideally. But for now, as Darius, I think you mainly put emphasis on, you know, just basically being able to just maintain some XP, you know, just to get your levels. And in there he did actually commit to the fight, but Vayn beat him away, positioned in a way, of course, that he will not be easy into the wall, because if Vayn would W start, it would be visual on minions, it would be visual on his character, but it was obvious the way she started, so he had to position correctly around it. He had to trade it and he got either way, right? But now it does have actually level 2 already, and Zaire does pad into Darius, which is seen as a good thing. So for now I think it just does actually CS, so when the whole wave is under tower, when it's safe to CS, that's where you kinda like want to actually like CS. So you don't like eat her PTA. That's what like he all the time does. He all the time spaces Vayn's PTA. In here he will choose some cannon or some CS in the backline. So as much as possible avoid PTA procs. Now in here it was a slight mistake. Arguably he could lose that minion so Vayn doesn't proc that PTA, and now by passive, right? But too much we can't really lose, right? Because that's why we have the shield CS. And so in here, if we look for a ghost, so every time your jungler is around, you could look for a good all-in with your E. You could arguably also just like use your flash, right? But I think it was a little bit bad that he didn't instantly E, right? Because I do feel like if you flash, you know, just like that, maybe you should just instantly E. Because you may not gonna get better opportunities later on. So I'm pretty much sure like in here maybe an instant E would be interesting, you know, interesting. But she did use both of her sums. But the good thing is that Darius does spare his ghost, so that still seems to be a positive thing. Let's see how this is very bad. So like if your jungler donates 1 kill and the wave pushes back and the enemy jungler hovers, that's a bad start, you know. As a starter that's kinda bad, but he does have ghost. He just has to outplay Vayn right now. He connects. W connects. Vayn is cooked. Vayn is just cooked there. And so by the way, the good thing about this all-in is, you know, you see like in here, you guys saw what happened in here? Vayn gave up her E. So the reason why Darius all-in, that's a notable thing you guys always have to remember, very important cooldown. So for example, you type Vayn, random, right? He know the cooldown of Vayn's E. So if Vayn has E up and he goes, she gonna E you, and she's gonna Q away and you're not gonna catch her in time. But if you can count the cooldown, 20-second cooldown by the way, right? So now she E'd, 20 seconds starts, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, you can count it, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You can slowly count it, slowly obviously, so you can somewhat be matching to those seconds, but Vayn's E is still on cooldown. That's why he did go for a good all-in. So count those seconds, because these are very important. They determine when you get to all in your opponent. If you wanna know exact, you just gotta, you see like you gotta like somewhat like slowly count like 1, 2, you know, just to be matching. Like you gotta learn how to count seconds. Or you can look up to the seconds as well on the time bar, which also gonna help you obviously. So that's also gonna help you to track it if you don't wanna count. Makes it a little easier. But then you also have to look at it when she did E exactly. Because he's really not in attention to detail. Can cause some shoddy work, but he's not like he doesn't have inattention, as you guys can see. So he did actually get some HP and armor and so I think HP is a bit questionable because Vayn does have HP based 2 damage in her hit. Instead of that, maybe a longsword could be more interesting in a all-in. I think also arguably I've seen some Darius players also going hob, but the issue with that, if Vayn gives you away, you may lose all of your hob attack speed. Phasers can also be reasonable, I would say. Just because like Conqueror is just really made for extended fights, and the thing about Vayn is that you struggle to catch her, but when you catch her, you kill her quite quickly, and Conqueror doesn't necessarily feel like it provides all that much when someone is this squishy, if you guys feel me.
小马就有人用，小马的时候人家就在用了，好吧？小马之前就有人用，小马还是 S7的时候 ，S7 S8兄弟，新骆驼几几年火的？你不要在那行吧，新骆驼是几几年火的？新骆驼火的时候是 S8 S9。
Really don't understand what he's saying. But I think in here Vayn did rotate for white grabs, and so for now he's just aiming to, I think, to commit for a slow push. He is very aware that he doesn't have sums, so it can be a little bit concerning to fight Vayn, I would say. Does actually anticipate the Vayn ward, but it does look like he's fishing for an E, for a Q maybe, right? Vayn does actually have sudden impact for extra poke, I just now noticed, They wanna really maximize out the damage, right? The damage. So in here they look for something with Cyrus. Often you will rely on jungle ganks. Vayn actually dodged that very nicely. But eventually Darius does commit with an R, and he does kill Vayn. By the way, even if you don't kill your opponent, you don't get your R reset, you should still R them just to get those 5 stacks of hemorrhage of your passive, and then you be able to kill the Vayn. But the whole idea is that you just kind of like want to basically like just stack up your passive completely and let the bleed kill her. So it's not a necessity for your R to exactly kill, you know. And that's what like like there are so many Darius players that just want to rely on R to kill. Sometimes the bleed will kill off your R, if it makes sense. So that's what you want to maximize out, you know. You don't necessarily want to exactly kill someone, and then that shouldn't be the only time you commit. So in here he went for a good ghost, but Vayn did flash away actually. Okay. So Vayn flashed away, he R'd. I think he's gonna get flashed on by Darius once. It doesn't look like it's a flash angle. It's a Q flash angle maybe. E, good E. Oh, yeah, she's just dead. I mean, she's just dead. It's like every time you have flash up, you can look for a kill potentially, you know? Must be annoying, right? But I would say like oh, it must be annoying, right? Because Vayn still has dominant amount of mobility, but I think once you have stride and you get to hit your stride, it should be a bit easier, you know. The more time passes, the easier it should ideally get, because Vayn these days is not that good of a scaler as well, you know, so. It's just like Vayn scaling is also a bit weird, because I feel like the champion doesn't scale super well, I would say. There are so many like better ADCs that are better at scaling, I would say, that have better laning phase, more utility, more this and that, but I feel like Vayn is just kinda bad as a champion. I think he's just more hated, but I think he's just like more annoying than useful, I feel like Vayn. That's like a trap you can pull on your opponent, but I think he messed up a little bit his combo. I think the Q initiation was fine, you feel me? Like the Q initiation was fine, but you should have instantly E, after his E slow W, you know, after his E expires, you're gonna Stride Breaker and walk away from the walls side so you don't get hit by Vayn, if it makes sense. Maybe ward the bush to don't lose vision, but I think Q was fine, but he should have been insta E. Not even basic, just insta E. So he can, and then he can look for a good Stride Breaker after his E, you know, E, basic, W, all that. Then maybe get an aura off, you know, and I would say that would be great, but and here it got awkward because Vayn catch the AC. Like one more basic, that's all I said. Literally, one more basic. If it was played a little bit better, I think that one more basic would be significant enough to get the Vayn. Or B scenario, he could take 1 or 2 tower shots, so his last stand kicks in, and it does kill her. I think maybe that would potentially also provide lethal damage. You kind of have to like calculate that though in practice too, right? Because maybe when you watch your replay, right, if you wanna exactly know. That was smart because like most of the Darius players are too obsessed with resetting your basic attack with your W, but sometimes you don't get to, because like someone will E you away like Vayn. So in that case, you just want a W, because your W is not a cancelable basic attack. You get the slow off as well, very important to keep on the chase. And then you just kill Vayn. And because you have your bleed passive on her, you also reveal her in her invis. You see? Like the silhouette only, you know, that blue. So what do we see here? Skip a little bit forward. Does actually maximize out mobility. Mercs, they have plenty of CC, I assume, that's why. That does hate being CC'd by chain CC, right? So does actually go Deadman's, and so the more items you have, the easier it becomes, because you have mobility, you have the Deadman slow as well as an extra, you know. You have so much damage as well at this stage, so you kind of spike really hard in mid game as well as Darius, obviously, with these level leads. So you actually get to, you know, very easily to just like stomp Vayn at like 2 items. You should be shit easy, you know. 1 item still really good, you're in a really good spot, but 2 items, 2 mobility items, she can't really outpace you. And if you go shit like Phantom Dancer for mobility or whatever, you know, I mean, that's fine. That's fine, because then she will not have too much DPS in team fights, you know. So yeah, I mean, even if she goes like literally like Swifties and Phantom Dancer second and whatnot, she will not have DPS in a team fight, you know. She just shit. Like, she's fast, but she's just not that good, you know, at team fighting then. Gets like DPS checked by a, I don't know, Caitlyn Bloodthirster, Collector, Collector Eye, something, you know, something, but Draven, right? Like genuinely she will not do well into ADCs, you know. Core Kirai, like whatnot, so you can see that DPS check wise she could fall off, you know. Does actually start parents, so fun fact, Darius' passive does actually deal more damage to monsters, and his Q does heal off monsters as well. So it's kind of good to like actually tank them, because once you go low on HP, you can quite easily actually just tank these attacks from the Baron. Oh, that looks a bit concerning, no? So let's see what can we do here. So does have Stellax for even more tenacity. Tenacity is never enough on Darius, honestly. The big shield, you know, so you get to stack up your passive more easily. Obviously, like, it still provides some decent damage, because Darius is one of those high base AD champs. And I think in general, just a good fit, you know, just a good fit, because there aren't really many items that are overall like so nice, you know, that also provide a decent amount of defensive stats as well. Reckon does actually miss this time. Okay, so it does connect his... Oh, yeah. It's just all it takes, like, if you connect your E, that's all it takes when you're this side as Darius, you know, you just connect your E. It does look like he is capable enough. He's capable enough to, I think maybe, can he, like, 1v3? I don't think so. They have so much CC and that, no? I think this is a bit dicey. The guy has Zanya, it's a bit dicey. Because that's the thing, like, it depends. Like, how fat you are, what kind of champions do they have, how likely they can counter you, how ahead are you, how ahead are they. But you gotta, like, calculate in many things, you know. Because otherwise you may not find lethal damage. You may not find a multi-kill potential to reset your aura, you know. So I would just say that if it's hard to sort of trigger your passive, get kills, then maybe it's a bit coin flippy to, even worse, you know, than a coin flip to commit to this type of fight. So here's what you should be a little bit more cautious on, to not get way too overconfident once you get that lead, you know, once you get that lead. It looks like it's GG, the game's over from this point. That's it for now, guys. Thank you guys for watching and see you on the next one. Goodbye, y'all.